power, but every time after we played any of these teams, they walked up to me and said, "Who are those two girls you got on your team?" Because Summer was consistently dropping buckets inside, rebounding on people, pulling the ball down, making a statement every single game. I can't be more proud of her. And then at the same time, once I figured out she was best friends with Marissa and plays basketball with Marissa every game, I knew we were going to be okay. So, again, Summer, I'm so proud of everything that you did. It's really tough, I think, in a league that's dominated by a lot of boys for girls to come in and step in and play basketball. My daughter asked me the other day, she said, "Dad, is there a sport that girls can't play?" I said, "Absolutely not. Girls can do anything they want to do." My wife taught me that. My mom taught me that, So don't ever, for anybody, don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't do something. Because, again, we keep proving people wrong every time we get on the floor and they tell us that we're not supposed to beat a team, or we're not supposed to win, or we're not supposed to go to the city sectionals or anything else. So we can do it, and you can do it, and you're going to do anything you want to do in life. Good job.
Good job, Summer.
Holly. Good job, honey. Again, Holly, one of my kids, second season with me, second season playing basketball, period. I wished her brother would have come back because I love both of them. But, Holly is a special player. Holly's very, very smart. She's very intelligent on the court. It shows every time. She knows what's going on. Her brain's always working. You can see the wheels turning. She has a very intense focus, which really translates to the basketball court and translates to her defense. And again, really one of the best defensive players in the league. We don't
led our team in blocks by far.
Led the team in blocks. Sets picks as the 5 like no other. I mean, and again,
she has picks nicknamed after her.
That's right.
You've been Holly.
And again, I can't stress enough how important it is, the role that Holly played. And if you look at the 14 and under teams, if you look at the 12 and under teams, nobody's setting screens for each other. Nobody's spreading the offense and creating opportunities for each other. They're still giving the ball to their best player and letting him go to work. We are working as a team. Holly is a big part of the reason that we are a team, a good team. So good job, buddy. Thanks for everything you always do. Let's see, Cole Birchie. Cole, y'all are my kids, but Cole's another one of my kids, and of course, we got so many who are, friends of our family and people who myself, Louie, our wives, our daughters, our neighbors, we hold all these kids so close. This is a neighborhood of basketball, and Cole plays tons of. Cole plays more sports than I know what to do with. The kid's an athlete. And the one thing he does do every time he's competing, whether it's stickball out in the street or baseball out here on the competitive on his travel team, or coming into the court and playing one-on-one with my son all by himself, and playing in every single one of these games that he played in, the kid brought it. And he brings it every single time, and he's got an intensity about him that goes beyond what I can do. And he might have gotten it from his mom, I can see it, But, I can't be more proud of what Cole's brought to the table. I think, Louie and I talked about it at the beginning of the season. I drafted every single one of these kids. Every single one of you guys was, Matt and Makai, you guys weren't at the draft, but I knew who you guys were.
I still owe you $50 for summer.
Yeah. But for the most part, I kind of took a chance. All these kids have played on basketball teams and have been role players. The 2-position Cole is a tough spot to claim. You take a scoring burden for your team. You really do have to accept the opportunities to take shots. You never bowed down from that. You always kept your head up. You're an emotional player. You're an emotional kid. You keep that emotion. You keep that fire inside you. It's going to take you a long way. Just don't let it overcome you, and use it to your advantage. and that's going to be your most powerful thing as you move forward in your athletics, you know. And not to mention your focus. You're so smart, buddy. You just keep moving with that, all right? Keep using your head, because smart decisions is the way that you get through life. You have to make smart decisions. You can't make a bad decision. And if you make a couple bad decisions on the basketball court because you're being aggressive, big deal. But you can learn from those. And you learn and learn not to make really impactful bad decisions later on in life. So you keep playing and working and being aggressive and being smart and being a leader. All right? Let's see, who,
Nick. Jacob.
Nate Suzuki. I love saying it. Again, first time player ever in the league. Is that ever? You know, Nate. I mean, every time, even from the draft. You know, I mean, and I hate to even say it, because even in the draft, you know, obviously people are going to know the size thing and the different deal like that. The one thing I noted was the kid's speed, his ball handling abilities, his aggressiveness in the draft, and an obvious real desire right away to want to play basketball and have fun. And obviously his dad has done some work with him, because he's one heck of a basketball player, and he came in right away. And he could have fooled me that he hadn't played before. The one great thing about Nate Suzuki is that, you know, he'd get the whole gym cheering for him. And the kid comes and sets ferocious picks. You set a couple tonight that took people out. I've seen you take the biggest player and put him on the floor, creating opportunities for your team. And again, that's what we all did, creating opportunities. You really did it in a special way, Nate. You're a 10-year-old. You really showed your maturity a lot of the times in practice and in the games. There was the one time, particularly, where you know, Summer and Cole weren't at the game. You know, two of our best scorers weren't there. Nate Suzuki stepped in again at the 2 spot, which kind of commands the scoring burden. Kid scored 10 points, pulled down 6, 8 rebounds, created opportunities for people. 4 or 5 assists. He really stepped up. Nate's the epitome of what a team player is, a role player, a basketball player. I'm so proud of you, buddy. Congratulations, man. Let's see.
Nick?
Who else?
Nick?
Nick and Jacob. Nick, come here. Nick's my man. You know, ever since he's played in the league for a long time. He's been ever since he was a 6-year-old. I remember, you know, like seeing him and going, "Oh man, look at that kid." And you know, I wanted to draft him, and his dad kept coaching and taking him, so I couldn't really get him. I've always wanted Nick to be on my team, and I finally got him. I mean, if you watch the kid do anything, I mean, from basketball to football, I did the bell rung right away when I saw him out there slinging touchdown passes. He's an incredibly gifted athlete, and I think more importantly than his athleticism is his understanding of what's going on and his ability to bring everybody together. You know, as far as I'm concerned, in an offensive situation, Nick's the best kind of player. I'm sorry, Nick. Now I've been getting him mixed up all week. Oh, you gotta yell at him all the time. Nick's the best kind of player because he's absolutely selfless, and he shares the ball better than I can. I mean, you know, just everybody know. I say it 100 times. I played a bunch of basketball. I like to score and keep the ball and shoot. And I cannot imagine the selflessness, the heart of this kid. The real desire to bring everybody together. It's been unbelievable to see him working, and I just see great things for him as an athlete. You know, and you continue to impress me every single day, buddy. And you continue to blow people away. Jacob. You know, I think, you know, Louis would probably agree. Jacob, probably nothing comes easy for him, you know, especially playing basketball because he's my kid. You know, I grind on him pretty good. I kind of I like to set the example with Jacob. I have high expectations on all these kids, and not just on the basketball court, but how they act in the playground, how they behave